Hey guys, welcome to Mr. Swiss Kitchen. I thought today we would do a crockpot dinner. Got a lot going on today, doing a extensive cleaning of the tanks, fish tanks. I'm not draining all the water out and cleaning everything, but got all my canister filters to do and water changes and things like that. Plus, attending to the garden this morning and just everyday life happening, trying to get things ready. So I thought, so we had a good dinner at a decent time, I would do something in a crock pot. And the recipe we're doing is a angel chicken crock pot recipe. It's angel hair pasta with chicken and lots of good stuff to make a sauce with. It's easy. It's stuff that you probably have in your pantry to begin with. And I think it'll be lots of fun to do. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you found me. I hope you get something out of this video and my channel. If you're returning, you're a glutton for punishment, but I love you all the same, and I'm glad you're back. Subscribe button is down here, I think. I go ahead and, if you would, hit that for me. Grow our community, make it even bigger. The notification bell is right next to it, and that'll let you know when my videos come out. I never take for granted you guys watching my videos. I think that's amazing. Thumbs up, thumbs down. I personally, they tell me they do two things for us. They let me know if you like the video or if you don't like the video. And with the thumbs up, thumbs downs, and watches, that helps put us into other people's YouTube feed, and it helps to grow our community potentially, which is awesome. So, comments, love comments, always love comments, good, bad, or otherwise. Just remember, if it's a negative comment, be respectful. We have a very diverse group, ages, ethnicities, and we're polite here. We're trying to be good neighbors. So, that being said, angel chicken. It's angel hair pasta chicken with a nice creamy Italian seasoning done in a crock pot. Takes, 6 to 8 hours on low. It could also take, 3.5 to about 5 hours on high. The problem with cooking on high is you risk your chicken being tough. But I'm going to change that a little bit in this recipe, because the way the recipe reads, they leave the chicken whole in it. I'm not going to. I'm going to shred it up. So, that being said, let me get you down to the countertop. We'll go over the couple things you'll need and start putting this bad boy together. I'll give you the ingredients as we go. All right, hold on for me 1 second. Okay, so we're down here on the counter. First thing we got to do, first thing you'll need, crock pot. That kind of goes without saying, right? It's a crock pot dish. So we have a crock pot. The only other two tools you'll really need, you'll need a measuring cup so you can measure out your liquids with, a bowl, and a whisk. And that's really it. Spatula maybe to scrape your bowl with. But I don't know what I'm looking for. Probably got it out already. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I got to find a car key for the missing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to. So the first thing we're going to need to do, according to the recipe, is take some non-stick spray of any kind, spray the inside of our crock pot with it. Boom. Just like that. Then we're going to push this back, set it to the side. If you have enough counter space, you can leave it wherever your crock pot sits. I don't. If you're new to my channel, this is my entire counter space. So let me grab the recipe. Right here is the recipe. As always,
motion detected at the front door.
There is motion detected at my front door. So as always, I write my recipe down in a notebook. If we like it, keep it as is. We keep it in the book. If we think we can modify it a little to suit our needs better, we keep it. If we don't like it, nothing we can do with it, we throw it away. I have yet to find that happen. All right, so we got that sprayed. Next thing we're going to need, it calls for 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. That's 3 breasts, but there's 4 of us eating, so to keep it equal and maybe a little leftovers, I got 4 chicken breasts. I cut all the big chunks of fat off of them, and we're just going to lay these in the crock pot, just as such. Set our bowl down. Oops, sorry. Set our plate down in the sink. Wash your hands off real quick. Yeah, when dealing with chicken has salmonella in it, so you want to, make sure your hands get cleaned, things of that nature. You don't want them to, you don't want to transfer that all over your book, your countertop. You want to limit its where it goes. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bowl. All right, in this bowl I have a 1/4 cup, half a stick of butter, and I have 2 ounces or a 1/4 cup of cream cheese. All right, and they're soft. They're, put your finger in them, soft. All right, we're gonna put those in there. Maybe if I can get them out. They're so soft they're sticking to the bowl. All right, that. And then once again, towel. Get the rest of that lovely cream cheese out of there, and we're just gonna whisk these together until they're creamed, kind of like when we bake. Yeah, we're gonna, making the beginnings of a cheesecake here. All right, we got those nice and creamed up. We have turned to cream. I mean, I know you can't see it because it's probably could use a smaller bowl for this, but that's all right. By the time it's said and done, we'll be in good shape. So the next thing we need to add to this is our cream of chicken. You're going to need 1 can of condensed cream of chicken soup. All right, and now's when a spatula will come in handy to help get this cream of chicken soup out. I feel more like we're baking than cooking, which is okay. Now I will say the recipe says to whisk all this together. I think we could probably have gotten away with just a rubber spatula, especially if your cream cheese and butter should be soft, and they should be room temperature. That way you can mix them together. I mean, if you've got a hard thing of cream cheese and a hard thing of butter, you're not going to get very far with it. So, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to forego the whisk because I think it would be easier just to use our spatula. And I think for future, we'll just go with spatulas. That way, I don't dirty an extra dish, right? I mean, as you may know, you may not, if you're new, we don't have a dishwasher. I am the dishwasher. So, if I can get away with one less dish, so be it. All right, we got that mixed up nice and creamy. See, and that's a better shot of where we're at right now. Right there. All right, so we got that mixed up. We're nice and creamy. Next thing we're going to add to this is our chicken broth. All right, that's 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth. Pour that in there. And 1 packet of Italian seasoning mix. All right, now I use Good Season. It's the only Good Seasons. It's the only Italian mix they carry at my grocery store. But if you have one that you prefer or you make your own, have at it. And you can also add other things to this, but we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. So add that in, and then we're going to stir this all up. All right, we've got that all mixed up. Looking nice, smooth, and creamy, as we should. All right, so next thing we got to do, I've got 3 garlic cloves. She gave you several options for garlic cloves. You could leave them whole, you could mince them, you could dice them, you could slice them, but you need 3 garlic cloves all the same. And we're just going to put those in on top of the chicken, like such. And then we're going to move our recipe to the side, wipe off our hands, throw away our trash. And then we'll pull our crock pot out so we can see it. We're going to take this mix and we're just going to pour it over top of our chicken. Now, we're not obviously going to put the noodles in yet, and if you're wondering why, there's a reason. A, they don't get cooked with this. B, even if they did get cooked with this, you don't want to put them in now. This has to cook for a really long time, and your noodles will go from being noodles to mush. We're using angel hair pasta, which is a very thin pasta. Not that it would matter, because even if you put lasagna noodles in here after 8 hours, they would be mush. They would soak up all your moisture, turn to mush, and you would have a mess. So we're not going to put our noodles in here. If we go by the recipe, which we are, other than the fact I'm going to shred this chicken a little bit. We're going to put this over top of the noodles. So, got that in there. And that is literally all there is to make this. It's the world's simplest crock pot dish. I think it's the easiest one I've made yet. We'll put our lid on there, like such. Maybe, if I can get the lid to go on there. There we go. I love this lid. It locks in place. Go ahead and plug my crock pot in since I didn't do it earlier. Plugged in. Turned on. Now all we gotta do is turn it on, and we're gonna put this on low. Maybe, as soon as I remember how to. There we are. All right, on low. So, done. On low. How long are we cooking this for? Well, like I said in the beginning, when we first started this, the recipe calls for low 6 to 8 hours. You can't cook this on high, about 3.5 to 4.5, 5 hours. Here's the reason why they recommended low, and I never gave this any thought, but it makes perfect sense, is when you cook your chicken on high, it has a tendency to get tough. It doesn't cook slow, like a rotisserie chicken. You cook it slow, low heat for a long period of time, and it seals in those juices and, keeps it from drying out. So, same principle here. You want those juices. Another thing that they talked about in there, although I knew this, but I would have never thought to talk about it, is can you use frozen chicken or do you have to use thawed chicken? Yes, you can use frozen chicken. You can use frozen anything in almost any crock pot dish. But there's a lot of moisture in that frozen chicken, right? That when it's thawed, when it thaws out, you kind of lose some of it. You know how you get you get your chicken from the store and it's got all that juice in it, right? It'd be a little bit of blood and God knows what else, but water, brine, whatever it is they inject with it. Well, as it thaws, right, I put my chicken in bags that has that water at the bottom of it, or you may have it in your styrofoam. That ends up in your food, which isn't bad. It won't hurt it, but it will make your sauce really runny. So try to use thawed chicken, but if you're coming home and you're like, oh, I forgot to put in I forgot to thaw the chicken, or you forgot to take it out the night before and you're putting it on in the morning so it's ready for when you get home. It's okay to use frozen. Now, I would not recommend cooking it any less than about 7-8 hours if you're using frozen chicken. If you haven't thawed it at all, you could but to ensure it's done, take the temperature of your chicken. It should be 165 degrees. If your chicken in the thickest part is 165 degrees, your chicken is done and you're good to go. You can serve no matter what. So that being said, another little tip with the butter and the cream cheese. If it's not room temperature or soft, you can put it in the microwave, but here's the thing I caution you with: 10 seconds at a time. You go much longer than 10 seconds, and there's a good possibility you're going to have liquid butter all over your plate, and your cream cheese is just going to be a blob. Which, in a way is okay in this particular dish, but I like my cream cheese and my butter. I just did it for 10 seconds, and they were plenty soft. They whipped up just fine. And they probably didn't sit here more than 15 minutes before I turned the camera on. So, that being said, I'm going to let this cook about 6 hours, on low. I'll give it a check. Don't have to take the lid off. Don't do anything with it. Walk away. Go start your day. All right. When I come back, we'll make some pasta, or I may even have it already made. And we'll plate it up and serve it. All right. Either way, I will see you here in just a second. Okay. So, our chicken is good, but we're going to temp it together, even though I just temped it a few minutes ago. We're fine. I got the water boiling for the pasta. So we're going to go ahead and shred up this chicken if I don't drop you off the counter first. And I'm going to put the pasta in the water before we do that. So I got my water boiling. It is going nuts. That's a boil. I wish you'd come over here and see this, but my cameraman's on vacation. Well, yeah, He's always on vacation because it's me and I don't have a cameraman, so and I'm not good enough to do camera work and cook at the same time. So I'm gonna cook up this entire box, 1 pound of angel hair pasta. Slide that on in there. It's gonna perform a little double duty tonight. Set our timer for 8 minutes. That's how long that's going to take. Now, get that in there. It's got to play in the water for 8 minutes. You never want to break your pasta, if at all possible. I know my mom always broke the pasta to get it in the pot, but as it cooks, it will go down and you'll be okay. We're going to get the lid off this, and I'm here to tell you this looks amazing and it smells awesome. So hopefully we're not going wrong with it. You know, looks good, smells good. Remember, it's only 2/3 of the way there. And like I said, I know where to temp, but I'm going to show you anyhow how I temp it. Let me get some of that stuff off of it. So to temp your chicken, or any meat for that matter, if you look, you got a thicker part and a thinner part. You want to put your thermometer in the thicker part and put her down to about center. And if you can see, we're at 205 degrees. That's well above that 165 degree threshold we've been looking to get. And I just realized I'm not low enough. All right, so get you down here, and then we gotta shred this chicken real quick. There's a couple, 2-3 different ways to shred chicken. We're just gonna use a couple forks in this case, but you could also use a knife and a fork. You can let this cool down and use your fingers, although I think in this case that would be a bit time consuming. So if we don't want to do that, or I actually, and I've done this a couple times, have used a blender or my hand mixer and put it in a bowl and just mix it, and man, it whips it up like nobody's business. But it also can make a mess if you've got liquid all over it. So all you do is just take your forks like this and just pull apart, just like so. There's nothing fancy about shredding chicken. And if it's done, which it is, it'll fall just apart. That's the beauty of a crock pot. It cooks slow. We ended up cooking this for about 5.5 hours, and almost 6. And I came in here because I could smell it through the whole house, and it just smelled amazing. It was getting crazy. I thought, ooh, I wonder what the temperature is on that, because it's got to be close to done. I mean, that's the whole point of letting it cook that long, is to make sure the chicken gets done. So I come in here and I temped it, and it was over 200 degrees, and I thought, well, I'm going to say we're done and ready to go. All right, well, let me finish shredding up this chicken, and then we'll do what's next. Okay, we got our chicken shredded. So we got 3 minutes before the noodles are done. And what we want to do is pull our crock pot out here where we can see it. I'm just going to give this a quick stir real quick. Kind of get some of that stuff together. And then we're just going to put our chicken back in. Then we're going to give it a good stir, get all that chicken coated up in it, like such. Put that back here for the moment. As I said, it smells good. The sauce looks wonderful. We're going to bring in for a close-up. Right there we are, and it looks just really, really good. I think this will be great over this, over the noodles. All right, well, let's wait for the finish. I'm gonna wait until the noodles get finished, and then once the noodles are finished, we'll plate this up and have a taste. All right, I'll see you here in a second. Okay, got everything straightened up here. Got my pasta drained. And chicken's ready to go. Abby's red sauce is in the microwave, reheating up. Abby has an undying dedication to meat sauce and noodles of any kind. So that's what she'll be having. She's not a huge fan of diversity all the time, well, most of the time. And we'll grab some of our chicken here. Put that on top like such. Get a little more of that sauce. I think I'd almost double the sauce recipe next time. I suppose it's the right amount. Plus, I did throw in an extra breast, so. Grab a fork. There is our angel chicken in a crock pot. Now, one thing I did notice is didn't get any pepper, and it didn't get any salt, which I find odd. So, I mean, we'll see. That was the ingredients list, or I just forgot to put it on there. Either way, but it didn't call. I don't believe it called for any salt. So the only salt there is what's in with the noodles. So let's give her a shot and see how she tastes. It's hot. I see why it didn't get any salt. I think it would take away from it. You can really taste the Italian seasoning packet we put in there, the garlic we put in there. And that's, for being a simple dish with very few ingredients, that's awesome. I mean, that's just flat out awesome. I'm really digging that. That recipe is good. I wouldn't change a thing. Maybe double the sauce. Just because, well, Sarah and Chris aren't really heavy sauce people, but I am. Yeah. So that would be like my only personal recommendation. Maybe double the recipe. But, well, at least everything with just double the recipe. Especially if you want leftovers, and this will probably get killed tonight, and there probably won't be a lot of leftovers. But try this. Easy, quick to throw together. Throw it in the crock pot, walk away, put it on low, 8 hours, or in my case, about 6. But we were able to get other things done. And I got to come back in. I didn't have to slave over a hot stove other than boiling pasta for 8 minutes. You can't argue that. So, that being said, try this. Let me know what you think. Good, bad, or indifferent. Or if you like the concept, let me think. Comment. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Whatever it takes. You can tell me you hated it. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Not everything's not for everybody. Tomorrow, I don't know what we're going to do for dessert yet. I got a half a dozen ideas running through my head. I did see I've got this blueberry, 3-layer blueberry cheesecake cake combo thing. I just saw a red velvet cheesecake thing going on. There's just all kinds of desserts out there. The possibilities are endless, so I don't know yet. I won't know until probably tonight when I'm laying in bed and go, that's what we're going to do. But you'll see. Either way, you always get the end result. So, that being said, I'm taking this over to the dinner table where we eat with kids and Chris. I love you. I love you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Wouldn't say it if I didn't, I promise. Tell somebody else you love them, and you love them very much. Make them this dish. You won't go wrong. It's super easy, and they're going to think you slaved all day in the kitchen, and they're going to be like, this person really loves me. I can be friends with this person. So, till tomorrow, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.